In this video series, we will be talking about one of my favorite herbs, basil. Basil is an iconic herb used for a variety of culinary dishes in many cultures. It's also used to make pesto. If you have never grown basil, watch this video and you'll learn why you'll want some plants. Coming up on Greens and Machines. GreensandMachines.com. Basil is an annual herb that thrives in warm climates. Basil absolutely hates cold weather. Let's first start by growing a plant from seed. These are basil seeds. Basil seeds are small and black. Basil seeds germinate fairly readily. I've germinated some prior for my hydroponic garden in the past, so you can be fairly certain that any you buy from a store should have no germination problems. You can plant basil directly into the ground or sow it in containers as small as 1 gallon. The plants start with 2 small leaves and within a week will start growing more. At this point, place the plant in a sunny location that receives at least 6 hours of sun per day. After about a month, your plant should start to resemble this. At around this time, you can start harvesting the plant for leaves. It is best to harvest a stem off a node. Using this method of harvesting, it encourages the basil plant to grow more stems from the node. 2 stems grow from where 1 is harvested. Think of a hydra. Now you can use this stem and the leaves to have fresh basil for cooking. Or you can root this stem to have 2 plants. If you have an existing plant and want 2 or 3 or 4 more basil plants, take the cutting and submerge the stem in a cup of water. Within a week or 2, the cutting should sprout roots from the stem. You can use some rooting compound to help with this, but basil readily sprouts new roots from cut stems without it. The rooted stem can now be transplanted into the soil. Congrats on your new plant. The best way to keep your basil alive is to plant it in a container, water it every day or so, and fertilize it with an organic or water-soluble fertilizer every week or 2. Basil loves nitrogen-rich fertilizer. As your plants grow bigger, be sure to continuously harvest leaves to encourage plant growth. After some time, the stems on the basil plants will start to harden. They will turn woody. This means the plant is aging. You will see less production from leaves on wooden stems, and possibly see a flower stalk form. To encourage more leaf growth, pluck the flower stalk off the plant. Eventually, though, you may want to leave the flower stalks, especially if the season is coming to an end. From these stalks, you can harvest basil seeds, which you can save and grow next season. I'll talk about seed saving in a future video in this series. Basil comes in many different varieties. The 2 most common varieties are sweet basil and Genovese. Other varieties include lettuce leaf basil, Thai basil, purple basil, and lemon basil. So those are the basics to growing basil. Later in the series, we'll look at some recipes and cocktails for your basil, along with some additional gardening techniques. Be sure to hit that like button if you found this video informative, and subscribe to Greens and Machines to be informed of when the next video in this series debuts. Share this video with a friend if you think they would find this video entertaining. Also, be sure to check out some of our other videos on this channel before you click away from it. We'll see you in the next one.